Hey guys, I'm Madison Mary and welcome back to my channel. Today I have my secret TBR reading vlog. So I'm really excited for this video because I've had this secret TBR for a while now, which you will know from the title of this video maybe, and that's the fact that I'm reading fantasy books from like the 2010s, and they're YA fantasies specifically. So I have 3 books that I'm going to be reading, possibly 4, but I'm going to stick with 3 just for now. And that is firstly going to be The Selection by Kiera Cass. I have been wanting to read this for a couple months now, and I've owned it for a couple months in anticipation for when I would have the time for this video, and it works out perfectly because The Selection has just been revealed to be adapted by Netflix. I don't know when, but eventually. So the girl in this America, she's in love with someone else, but gets made to participate in this competition to win the prince's favor. And I'm guessing that like her and the prince end up like getting together or something. I don't know. Similarly, we have The Luxe by Anna Godbernsen. I think it's like debutante based, and it's set in New York City, 1899, and it says the rich girl, the humble boy, the forbidden love, the stolen glances, the whispers, the scandal, the mystery, the revenge. Don't know how I'm gonna feel about The Luxe, and then I'm 50-50 on this next one, and that is Hush Hush by Becca Fitzpatrick. This is a fallen angel romance between a girl and a guy. It says Nora and Patch. His name is Patch? Really? Why? Why is his name Patch? So I guess this reading vlog is going to be me reading these 3. I got both of these 2 from Half Price Books for under $10. This was $6, this was $9. And then, like I said, I've owned this one for ages. Although when I did buy this in Australia, this paperback, it was apparently $21.99. Like, can you guys believe that price? Crazy. We shall see. I'm excited. And yeah, I'll catch you guys up once I start reading. Goodbye. Hey guys, so it is currently 4 p.m. on Monday, and I've decided I'm now going to start reading for the day because I've gotten stuff done, you know, errands and all that crap. Anyway, I'm starting with Hush Hush by Becca Fitzpatrick. I decided to start with this one because since I know I'm going to like The Selection so much, I don't want to start with the one that I think I'm going to like, just because then I don't want the other ones to put me in like a slump and not have something to look forward to. We shall see, but I'm going to start on that and I'll keep you guys updated. Okay, so I'm like 10 pages in and it's already really bad. You know, the first interaction between Nora and Patch is comical at best. So the first bit was like a prologue that was set in like, what year was it? 1565. And that was cool. I enjoyed that. Okay, that was fine. But then we have the 2 of them interacting. First off, she describes herself compared to her best friend. Her best friend is green-eyed, minky blonde, and a few pounds over curvy. I'm a smoky-eyed brunette with volumes of curly hair that holds its own against even the best flat iron. And I'm all legs, like a bar stool. And then we have the 2 of them, so in this biology class, they had to switch partners, and so she gets partnered up with the transfer student, who is of course the fallen angel Patch, and they have to do this like getting to know you sequence. And instead of like them actually having a conversation, he just starts saying all these things he knows about her, and like she's a bit concerned but like not really. Whereas if I was in her shoes and some guy was like saying all these things that he knew about me that like he shouldn't have known, I would be like really skeeved out. But she's not. Like, he even asks her at one point, do you sleep naked? And then like, yeah, I have a feeling that actually this might not be the second best. This actually might be the worst book of the 3, so we shall see. Okay, so I'm now, I didn't even look. I'm almost 100 pages, I'm 90 pages in at the moment. And there have still been, you know, those moments where I cringe at the wedding and I'm just like, really? I just don't like this weird ass like flirting thing that's going on between these 2. I'm guessing there's a love triangle in this because, you know, it is a 2009 YA fantasy. And the other leg to the love triangle, his name is Elliot. And I like him. I know that he's obviously not going to be the one that wins because I like him. I used a couple of green tabs for just like he called her Angel just before, and he's like, I like that angel. And I'm like, it does. Like, there are times, and it's also capitalized. So that's one thing. I'm guessing that maybe she's half angel. Cause I'm guessing that Patch is a fallen angel. maybe Elliot's an actual angel or some other kind of a being, and I'm thinking that she is some sort of like a magical angel thing. Like maybe like half, like her dad was murdered last year, so I think it's something to do with that. But I'm not entirely sure. There was a part that happened like a couple chapters back, and he, like during that whole angel scene, and he like leans across and like smears off her lip gloss and is like, you look better without it. It is such a bad scene. Like, I really hope that their interactions get better, because I at the moment cannot stand how they are interacting, because it is just so cringy. Like, I know this came out 11 years ago, but there's an extent, my dudes. Currently, it's almost 6 o'clock. I took a break to go on like TikTok and social media, because it just got to like, after that angel scene, I had to take a break. I was like, I can't sit here and do this anymore, so keep you guys updated. Okay, so you remember, it's almost midnight by the way, but do you remember how in Twilight, in the first one, in the movie at least, because I read the book so long ago, I have negative recollection of the book. But do you guys remember how there's like that montage of her Googling vampires on the internet? We just had that scene in this book. And I was like Googling fallen angels on the internet. And like, I don't know what about that. It's just so funny to me. I don't know why I'm comparing this to Twilight all of a sudden, but now I am, so we're gonna go with that. But remember how, like, I know in Twilight, he's trying to be a teenager at this school, and she's like clearly like a 16, 17-year-old girl, and he's like 300 years old. And in this, like, I'm guessing it's somewhat the same, because like he has to be pretty old. The difference is that he genuinely gives off an older aura in comparison to Nora, whereas I feel like when I think about reading Twilight, like Edward Cullen didn't give off a older aura, like such an older aura, like you know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense. Anyway, this far through, so I'm on page 251, so I have 100 and something pages left. So I think I can actually finish it tonight, because I took a nap from 6 to 8 p.m. because I'm a mess like that. But yes, I will keep on reading. So it's currently 1:40 in the morning. I finished Hush Hush a little bit ago, and then I've just been like mucking around on my phone. But oh my god, it was so much worse than I expected. What was that ending? Like, what was the point of this book? I feel so bad. Like, I was contemplating, I was like, what am I going to do when I get in front of the camera? Because like, I feel bad, like if there are people out there who like have like a great, you know, reminiscent feeling about this book, like I'm so sorry, but reading it now in 2020, like it is not good, guys. It is not good. Like, also, it's not even just there are cringy moments, but like the girl hate in this is awful. It's hard because like I know that back then like it happened in books, but to call someone an anorexic pig, the main character calls someone that. And I don't care how mean that person is, don't do that. Like that's, I don't know. I guess if someone who's had an ED, it's a different kind of reception that I would have. I did not feel any of the chemistry. Like this bloke is supposed to be like head over heels, like in love with her, and I'm like, why? And then she like is into him, and I'm like, why? Like, yeah, he's hot, but like both your personalities towards one another is not great. So like, where is this coming from? And then the side plot to do with like the person who's been like terrorizing her. Such a mess. Such a mess. Like, I feel like I read this book and like nothing was necessary. You know what I mean? That's my thoughts on Hush Hush. I will not be continuing on with this series, and I'm so glad I only spent $6 on it, because I will not be keeping this book at all. Okay, so goodbye. In case anyone's wondering what I've been doing for the past hour, literally hour, I've just been sitting here because Zelda is on me. Oh my god, and she's so cute. And so I can't do anything else because my hand is trapped underneath her, and she's so cute, so I can't do anything. But I'll probably start reading soon. Also, I'm watching Jade because I love Jade. It's 11:35 p.m. now, and literally read 91 pages today because this is so boring. Like I keep trying to read it and I'll get through like a couple pages and then stop and go onto my phone or something. Like I cannot get into it. It's just so boring. Basically, it starts off with this chick being dead and everyone going to her funeral. She's 18, her name's Elizabeth Holland. And there's no body. Apparently she jumped off into a river somehow. No one really knows what happened. But then then when the book actually starts, like she's alive. She's just come back from this trip in Paris and it's her debut. She's already debuted, but it's like her looking now for marriage prospects and stuff. So we follow Elizabeth. She's a younger sister named Diana. And then she has a best friend named Penelope. She has a maid called Lena. And then there is some other random characters. Anyway, so we have Elizabeth who needs to be married off and she's actually in love with the stable hand, Will. But Lena is also in love with the stable hand, Will. My guess, right now being 91 pages into this 470 page book, which is ridiculous to me, is that I'm guessing Elizabeth faked her death so she could run off with Will. That's my first guess. This literally feels like a Gossip Girl set in the 1899, the 1900s basically. Good thing I didn't buy this. Okay, so I finished it, but I don't know exactly if I would say that I read it. What to say about this book? Okay. Now, while this was not as cringy as Hush Hush, it was awful. Oh my god. Okay, so I literally read to like page, I feel like 250. And at that point, I was done. I was like, I can't do this. So I just skimmed and I was pretty much just reading dialogue for the rest of the book. And it still took me forever to read. When I first read this back when I was a kid, I remember I started it and then never finished it. And I remember I didn't even get that far. Like I DNF'd this. Like this was a book I DNF'd as a child. And I managed to push my way through it this time around and it was no better. This is literally so predictable. It's actually a lot older than I was expecting it to be. The language that is used in this, the situations that they get in, it is quite scandalous at times. Nothing like steamy, but like, you know, implications and things like that. So that was actually quite surprising. I didn't hate it, and I definitely enjoyed the romances in this a lot more than I did in Hush Hush. It's just this book was way too long. Like way too long. I did not need it to be that long. Like there was just so much just jargon just thrown in there for no reason, and like, man, did I hate, and do I still hate Penelope. Didn't like Diana in the beginning, who was the younger sister. Love her now. Think that her whole development was rather sweet. And Elizabeth, like she was fine, and like it was fine because like you understood her like scandalous backstory, but like she was just like, bruh, I didn't blame Henry for being like, this chick is a stick in the mud, I don't want to marry her. I'm like, bro, if I knew her too, like I wouldn't even want to be friends with her. She'd bore me to death. Honestly, if I had to say, it's kind of like a period version of Gossip Girl. So I guess if you seriously love Gossip Girl and you love period books, historical books, then yeah, maybe you'd love this. But I honestly, like, I hate things that are just like this kind of like snarky drama. Thank God I read these in this order, because I think I honestly did leave the best for last, and I honestly think I'm going to love this selection, especially coming off these two on the back burner. I'm actually hanging out with a friend tomorrow. I'm going to her place. We're gonna sunbake for a little bit because it's gonna be nice weather, so I'm gonna bring that with me to read maybe, or I'll bring my Kindle book because I have one more book left to read for my owl, so we'll see what I end up deciding on that. Also, this is not going to come out for another week, but today is the day that the cover reveal for Shadowfrost's sequel Godstorm came out, so I can finally reveal this. I'm so excited that Coco revealed it today because I've known about it for a while, and she was like sending me pictures, and I loved it, and I was like, oh my god, everyone's gonna love it when it comes out, and so I'm really excited. So if you guys have not looked into the series, please do. I absolutely adore it, and Godstorm will be coming out at the end of this year, and I loved it. I beta read for Coco in January, so yes. Okay, catch you guys up tomorrow. Goodbye. Good girl. Look at that hole your brother dug. Ready? Go. Go, go. Oh no. Oh, thank God. Hey, so it's 9:26 p.m. now. Had a great day out, but I have just started reading the selection. I'm on page 70. Pretty much gotten to the part now where the synopsis takes place, which is the fact that she has just been selected and is now about to go off to the palace. I'm really liking it so far. It's interesting. It definitely, like, you can definitely see where it pulls inspiration from other books that were published like around this time, like the Hunger Games and things like that, because there are all these different classes. So there are classes that are done in numbers. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So from what I know, 8s are like homeless. 7s, I don't really know what they are, but they're described as like they're workers, and they've got like muddy boots and like dust and things. So I'm guessing they're like kind of like miners and things like that. Then you have 6s, and 6s are servants. Then you have 5s, which is what America and Her Family are, which are basically artists. So like painters, singers and things like that. Then you have 4s, then you have 3s, then you have 2s, and 2s are soldiers, and then you have 1s, so like the elite, like the royalty and things like that. I feel like we did learn what a 4s are like, just general workers, like farmers and factory workers and things like that. That's what it was, I remember that. So we have America, singer. She has 2 older siblings. She is a singer, and her mum plays the piano, and they like go out and do their own things. And then she has 2 younger siblings and her dad. They make by every day, but like, you know, they still struggle with the amount of money they have and the food to put on the table, but they you know, they barely get by. And then she has been in love with Aspen, who is a 6, so he's a rank below her, and they like really struggle. He's the eldest of 7 kids. They barely have like enough money to even get food on the table for like the youngest kids, and he's constantly having to work, but they're in love with each other, and they were having like secret rendezvous. And then the selection has occurred, which is for Prince Maxim to pick out of 35 girls who will be his queen. And they live in this country called Ilia, something like that, and it's this new country that was formed, so it's still kind of dealing with revolts and rebels and like attacks from other kingdoms. This is the result of after the 4th World War, which I was like, what happened to the 3rd World War? But that's fine. So the selection, the way the process works is that like all girls between the ages of 16 to 19, 23, I forget what the age range was, but it was 16 and above, got to apply for it. And then out of those applications, 35 were chosen. Then those 35 go to the palace for however long it takes for Prince Maxim to decide on who he wants to be his wife. So I'm excited to see how it goes. Obviously, like some things, like I feel like we know like she's gonna obviously get chosen or something. I don't really know what's gonna happen, but obviously she's gonna fall in love with Prince Maxim, but that's kind of all I know. I'm interested to see. She's definitely gonna be the one who's not like other girls. I can already feel that. I know for sure, like I'm getting this feeling that there's a whole rule in place that the selected girls aren't allowed to, you know, cheat or like try and do anything to sabotage other participants, but I have a feeling that's totally gonna happen, especially towards America. 70 pages in, this far through, we've got this much left, and so we'll see. And I'll keep you guys updated. Oh, her province flower is a lily. That's pretty. I like that. Okay. Gonna keep reading. Goodbye. Okay, so it's like 3 in the morning. Okay, so I'm currently on page 231. I have like this little bit left to go now because god damn it, I love this book. Okay, the amount of times I have laughed my ass off, I got to the point where I literally was like, oh my god, why am I not tapping this book? Stopped, went back to the beginning and like tabbed everything because I realized that I love this book, and unless something really awful happens at the end of this is going to be 5 damn stars. Did we see this coming? Maybe. Did Soleil from the Little Readers Corner see this coming? 100%. She said I was going to love this. And I'm really glad that it's like not as cringy as either of the other ones I have read. That being said, this was published in 2012 while those were 2007, 2008. So like, I guess like that like little difference in publication years does make a huge difference. So I kind of feel bad comparing them in that sense. But however, I really do love this. It kind of gives off like Hunger Games X The Bachelor. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if you kind of mix those together. I really hope we get a kiss between America and Maxon in this, but I have a feeling that we probably won't because they're kind of like on, you know, like, oh my god, you know what friendship is giving me? Like they're giving me like that total like Dory and Selena friendship right now. You know what I'm saying, guys? Like if you've read Throne of Glass. What am I doing? Maybe I've just gone a little bit crazy. Let me know down below in the comments if there are any like specific kind of vlogs that you guys want to see pertaining to like certain book genres, or like a group of like 3 books that you definitely want me to see and like compare and things like that, because it's like a really fun thing that I've done, and like I've had a super blast doing this, and I think this is like the most I've read in a while, like in such a short time span. Like this is 3 books in 4 days, and they're all like over around 300 to 400 page books, which is pretty cool. I'm just looking at the Luxe and being like, but it's fine. Yeah, ignore me looking like a bit of a mess, but I wanted to chuck my hair up in a bun because I was getting super duper hot earlier. But yeah, I'm gonna head off to bed now, and I will catch you guys up tomorrow when I finish this, because I can't see myself like updating you guys on anything else that I read in this. Bye! Can you believe that I was literally outside suntanning yesterday? Now it's pouring rain. Like, can you see all that rain on the, you know what I'm saying? On the other hand, look at the coffee I made. Look how beautiful it is. Look how the froth, it's just to the very top. Oh, it is perfect. A perfect amount of coffee. Hey, so I just finished the selection. It is 7:33 p.m. on Friday. I finished a little bit ago. I really love this. I don't think it's a full 5 stars, but it's definitely, I think it's going to be a 4.5, I think, in my books. I'm actually really surprised with the way that it has progressed and developed. It's actually not at all the way that I expected it to go, and I'm really pleased with it, honestly. I don't know, I guess because it is such a beloved series, and because it's something that, I know some people say, oh, like, it's like this trashy book that I love, but I don't know, maybe like in the later books there are some like controversial things that happen, but apart from America being kind of like, during the selection process, like not wanting to doll herself up like everyone else does, I guess some people could see that as the whole idea of, oh, like the main character is just like so average looking and that's what makes her special, kind of a thing. Like I can see people seeing that as like a downside, but otherwise, I don't know, I'm really surprised with the way this went, and just the way that our character, how America is, and she's not at all like how I thought she was. Like, I don't want to give anything away, but I was also really surprised with the way this has ended. I really thought it was going to go a different way. I thought this was going to be a much more fast-paced book, and despite the way that it went, it actually still felt fast-paced. I never felt like the plot was slow. I was enjoying every aspect of it, and yeah, I'm really glad with this, and I'm so shocked by that. I really want to read the next book now. The only issue is that A, we're in quarantine, so if I do even try and order it, it won't even arrive for like 2 weeks. And B, I have so many other books to read. I don't really want to be buying a book at this time, so it just depends. I'm going to quickly give you guys the ratings for the other books that I read. So we have Hush Hush, the Luxe, and the Selection. The Selection I just said is 4.5 stars. The Luxe is 2 stars, and Hush Hush is 1.5 stars. That's what I decided on. And then I did read Watakoi, Love is Hard for an Otaku, Volume 2, which I adored, and I'm so excited to continue on with the series. Unlike the first one, which didn't leave off on a cliffhanger, this one did leave off on a cliffhanger, so now I need Volume 3 of that. There's like, the issue is with starting a new series at this time, if you don't own the rest of the books in the series, you're kind of screwed. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, please hit the like button down below. If you want to see more of me, please go to my channel. And until next time, thanks a bunch, guys. Bye!